Hey you all, my name is Dreamy and today we're going to be going over the apps and the bots on Chaturbate and just like a full breakdown of the ones that I use and just kind of how to use them. I am thankful for all of you all who clicked on the video, and if you could just give the video a like, subscribe if you'd like. So let's go ahead and get into the video. I am going to shorten my thing. Okay, here we are on Chaturbate if you were to log in as a model, and we are just going to go ahead here on the apps. Now this is where you'd be able to find all your bots and apps. They have the V2 apps and then they have the active bots. I don't know what the difference is. Okay, yeah, so I think the bots are basically the same thing as the apps, because you have the roll the dice, you have the menu, you have the spin the wheel. I mean, that's all the things that you can do on these apps as well. As you can see, I have all of these apps going right now. Some of them are active and some of them are not. You can tell which ones are active because they say over here that they are running. And these ones say stopped, and then this one isn't even selected, so I'd have to choose an app. Also, you can also tell if they're active or running or not, because the ones that are active are going to be green and the ones that aren't active right now are going to be gray. Now, to go ahead and choose an app, you'll just want to go ahead over here, you'll click on choose an app. So as you can see, it's going to pull up a second page and it's going to tell you the top earning apps. So these are the ones that are really popular that a lot of people use. You can kind of go over here, click the arrow, and you will be able to see like other ones and also the creators of them, because usually people get on here and they create these apps. Let's do the baby tip menu. So what you do is you just add app, and it's going to say that it is installed. You can go ahead and click on it, and they usually have like reviews that people can comment on, but it also is going to tell you a little bit more about the app and how to use it. The app supports these commands, so if someone's like, oh, like where's your tip menu, you can type this in your chat and it'll automatically pull up a tip menu. You don't personally have to do it. Like, anyone can come into your chat and type in /menu or /tip menu, and the menu is going to pop up for them automatically. So it's something where you are completely hands off on. And yeah, it's just going to talk a little bit about it if you're confused. So a lot of them usually have some sort of directions. Now, as you scroll down, it's going to say item 1. So I've used this one before. So if you've used an app before, it usually saves your information, which is nice, so you don't have to go back in and add it. So as you can see, I already have some stuff filled in, like if you love me, and then is item 1, and then item 1 price is 44 tokens. If you think I'm pretty, 22, take my top off. And yeah, so you can scroll all the way down. This is going to allow you to have at least 30 items, so that's a pretty big selection. But if you scroll down here too, this is where you're going to be able to customize your tip menu. So you can see the menu style. If you want it single lined or list, this is what the single line is going to look like. It's just going to be one after another. And then, oh, I'm a dumbass. I was already on list. Sorry. If you're going to have single line update app, it's going to look like that. It's going to just be all in one single line. It's going to basically just look like a paragraph. Anyway, okay. So whenever you want to like open back up an app, you just go to settings. If you just go to settings, it's going to pull you right back up and you're going to be able to adjust anything that you need. So yes, that's how you do the menu style. Then you're going to have the menu title. I have no idea what that means. Menu separator. I don't do any of this. You can change the color if you would like. You can do the background, so if you want it to kind of like have like a solid background, you'll be able to do that as well. And this is like really the most important part, is delay in minutes between tip menu being displayed. So I usually do it so my menu is like, I think I'm having it rotated almost every 1 to 2 minutes. So when it posts onto your chat, it's going to post again in 2 minutes. So if you have a really busy chat and there's a lot of people talking, you may want to come in here and change it to a minute or 2. That way that even though everyone is talking and doing things, there's still, your tip menu is still getting posted often enough for if any new viewers come in and they're curious about what your tip menu is. But either way, if anything is going to be spamming in your chat, you would want it to be your pricing and your money. And there's always going to be some people who are going to be like, where's your tip menu? And it's like, bro, it's like literally rotating every 2 minutes. But that's fine. And then you can also sort the menus by price, yes, no, or highest to lowest, however you want to do that. So that's basically going to be your tip menu. Now over here, we're just gonna start at the top. I do usually have a dice game. So what the dice game is, it's a great way for anyone who can't afford things that are on your actual tip menu, or if they're just kind of curious on the type of experience it will be with you as a model. These little games are a great way to be able to, for them to like try it out. Like if they're curious about what you look like and you have an option on the roll the dice game that they could possibly land on, like maybe seeing your butt or you standing up and dancing, then they will be able to do that and probably not have to tip as much off your tip menu. I'm gonna crash the fuck out. Okay, fucking finally. The dice game is activated with the tip of a certain exact amount to roll 2 random dice. The dice's combined total presents one of the prizes in your prize list. Player wins one of 11 prizes listed in the prize menu. Configure tip amount, prizes, and text color. Advertises the dice game with a timed notice. So that's what it kind of talks about. This is kind of cool. They actually have a broadcast overlay that you can launch into OBS so that it actually shows up on your screen, like the screen in which I'm using the mouse on my laptop, like you can see it, but like the screen in which you can see me right now, like if I was streaming, I would be able to put like an overlay to advertise for it. It's kind of like if you were to log into Chaturbate and they have the love sense little things where you can see like the vibration meter. It's like that. So right now I have the cost per roll, the dice is 120. I think when I first started I had this at like 50 tokens, but now it's at like 120. And yeah, you can have what you would like to advertise and like what the text would look like for when it's like rotating in your chat. It's going to advertise however minutes you want to do. It has like up to 30 minutes. And then the text color, I'm not like fancy like that, so if you know kind of like if you know the format for different text colors, that's great, you can adjust that there. And then yeah, they have all 11 of these, well 12 I guess, because it starts off at 2. And so I have tease the fuck out of me, slap my ass 3 times, bounce tits, suck finger, dance for you, POV titty bounce. So I kind of just like bounce my tits as if I were on top of them. None of this actually includes nudity. I just will kind of, you know, if I have a bra on, or I'll usually like put it close to cam again, and then I kind of like repeat it. So they have the chance to win tease the fuck out of me twice and slap my ass twice. And then twerking is on there once, suck your tip is on there once, kind of like more of the high value ones that it's like, ooh, you got lucky and won that. I only put on there once. So yeah, I have all of those, and then that's basically it. So you'll just adjust it. Like, let me just like change this, I don't know, to 2. And then once you have all of that in there, you're just going to click on update app. And then it's going to notify you in your chat saying dice game settings have been saved, and this is kind of what the advertisement for the notice looks like. It's like, play dice game, tip 120 tokens to win sexy prizes. And as you can see, kind of like what I said for the tip menu, it's telling you what you can type in if you want to see what the prizes are. So your viewers could come in and type in dice, and it's going, this is what your viewer will see. It doesn't really show up on your side of things. If they're typing it out, it just shows up for them, which is nice. But yeah, these are going to be the prize list, and they'll be able to be like, oh, like if I were to play that, what could I win? And then they will see that. And so they can decide if it's worth the 120 tokens that I have listed for it. So next thing I personally use is the follower. I like knowing when people are following me, that way I can thank them. So I have notify for new followers. I can have it so it's just broadcaster, only I see it. Or I can have it just so that whoever follows me, only they get like a thank you notification. But I allow it for everyone. I want everyone to see that people are following me, and maybe it will be like, oh, well, I didn't even know you could follow models. Like, let me like search for the follow tab. Or I just like enjoy it. And then a new follower notification message, so every time someone follows me, I go ahead and thank them for it. The app will do that automatically. And new follower message color. So I have a show follower reminder for every 10 minutes. I should probably make that shorter. Hi, baby. So for every 10 minutes, it's going to remind everyone who's in my room to make sure to give me a follow, and that way they can be notified when I'm online. You can also put little reminders in here, where this one is just one that was in the app already. It says like new here, like you want to follow me, like you can click here. I also have some reminders of like where they could find me when I'm not offline, which is going to be like my OnlyFans link, my Instagram, and my Twitter. And then I like to have it, I like to have it so it tells me how many people have followed me in that day. So if I've been streaming for like 6 hours and I've gained 200 followers, it will notify me every 20 minutes like how many followers I have gained. And it also tells me like not only how many followers have I gained since they last notified me, but it's also going to tell me how many followers I've gained just like through my whole camming session. So if I've only gained, like 30 followers in the last 20 minutes, it's going to tell me that, and then it's going to tell me the total through the whole time that I've been streaming, which is really nice. And it's just a good way for me to remind people to thank you for following. And I have to go plug in my computer because it's gonna die. So this one's a good one because it's a good way to rotate and chat where people can find you, so you're not having to always be like, hey, make sure to go follow my OnlyFans, and this is the link. It just kind of does that work for you. So again, it has the details, it has the reviews, it's going to tell you what's the purpose of the app, what color text, what color background, and how many times you want it advertised. So do you want it every 3 minutes, every 4 minutes? And that's really going to be between each advertisement of a link. So link 1 is going to go, and then 3 minutes later link 2 is going to go, and 3 minutes later link 3 is going to go. So as you can see, I have my OnlyFans, I have my Tumblr, my Twitter, my Instagram, my Fansly, my YouTube, my Twitch, which I never get on, and then of course I just have like thank you for being here, thank you to all tippers. Like if you can't tip, like please follow my social media, or just even follow me, like, you know, so it's a good way to advertise for your stuff. All of that needs to be updated. I obviously need to go through here. I'm gonna stop the baby tip menu because I don't use that one. And if you ever want to uninstall one where you're just like, I don't use this anymore, I don't want it, you're just going to click uninstall. And if you stopped an app and you want to restart it, you're just gonna click restart. So I'm gonna uninstall the baby app, and that's it. It's gone. I can choose another app if I would like. This is going to be, a lot of you all have talked about my tip menu. Again, you all are always invited to come in my room and chill. You don't have to say anything. You can say hi if you want, but you can always, I think you should always look at other models' stuff and kind of just do some research if you're that serious about it, and kind of see what other people are tipping. I usually, in the past, I would usually raise my prices on my tip menu like every 6 months. I have not done it just because inflammation's crazy, the economy's crazy, and this tip menu is working for me right now. I don't see any need to have to adjust it. Again, the banner, the multi-line or the single line, I like the multi-line. You can have, you know, your own little welcome banner. You can adjust that if you would like. I want to sort my price from ascending to descending, so either lowest price to highest price, or highest price to lowest price. I always do the ascending just because you don't want to have it like your highest price stuff and then people are like, oh, I can't afford this model, and then they immediately leave. Tip menu interval is every 1 minute. And this one's nice because it has autoresponder. So what this means is that if someone comes into your room and they're like, what are your tip menu prices, or can I see your ass? So it's going to pick up on questions like that your viewers may put and ask into chat. And when it picks up on certain words or formats of questions, it will automatically send them your tip menu. And it will notify you too, so it's pretty cool. So if someone's like, where's your tip menu, what's your tip menu, as soon as they just ask that in chat, this tip menu is going to immediately send them your tip menu. Private show responders, I've never seen that work personally. Again, it won't show up for you. It'll just kind of like notify like, hey, tip menu's been sent to this person, but I've never seen it do it for private shows. I don't know what that is. Include ticket show. Turn this on to add a ticket show to your menu. That's pretty nice. I think that if you're interested in ticket shows, like the great way to do a ticket show is like when you're about to get offline and you already have, like if you have a couple hundred people in your room, even if you don't have a couple hundred people, even if you have 25 people in your room, you can always end the show with a ticket show. So you'd be like, hey, you can purchase a ticket. Like I'm gonna do a sloppy toppy to wrap up the show. And you could be surprised. Like a lot of models do really well with ticket shows. Especially if you're like a couple, you can go onto public chat and kind of just tease and, you know, get viewers in your room. And then once they hit a certain amount of viewers, or if they're getting good engagement, they can go ahead and start the ticket show and be like, hey, like we're going to go ahead and do, you know, penetration, or do like a penetration show and in 15 minutes. And you can set the ticket show price and set the timer, and then people have 15 minutes to purchase tickets, which I'll go over a ticket show one because I don't do them often, but that is nice that you can do that. I would probably do like a whole separate app for it, but that's nice. So again, this is my tip menu. Like, if you love me, 33 tokens. If I'm making your you know what Twitch, it's 45. My PMs are 60. I like to keep my PMs a little lower just because I forget to PM people back. And sometimes people want to PM you and then they don't even carry, like, sorry, my little thingy suction cup to the table. They don't even want to, like, they want you to like carry the conversation. I'm like, bro, you tipped 60 tokens, like, no. And also, it's just like, I think a more affordable way that if people do want to PM you, and if people want me to continue talking to them, they have to continue being tippers. So I feel like a 60 token PM, it's good. It's also a good way that even if you're like really slow, you're just like, I don't mind to talk to this person right now because it's super slow and they're kind of keeping me entertained. But yeah, I get afraid to raise my PM anymore because I don't want people to like tip and then be like, oh, well, I tipped for that and you completely forgot about me. So I feel like I talk long enough that like they get their 60 tokens worth, but like if you're not continuing tipping me and I'm busy, then I'm not going to prioritize your PM. Tits close to cam. Let me see that butt. I have one where I suck my fingers like I'm sucking you know what. So yeah, bending my butt over. People can tip for if I make them you know what. If I make them, they can say thank you for it. Chaturbate allows you to view people's cams, which are like my favorite. I love being able to view cams. I think it's fun watching you. So I have view cam and I tell them how long I'll watch, and it's 255 tokens. Rating your you know what. I have this one a lot higher just because I usually people want me to rate them through viewing their cam, and so yeah, I'm gonna be like, well, I'm gonna at least get $15 for that because that's what I would charge just on like OnlyFans. And it's usually an out loud rate. Of course, we don't have to do an out loud rate. We can just do a you know, I can write it in a paragraph, type it out in a paragraph. But if someone is asking me to rate their you know what, and they want me to view their cam and continue watching them to completion, if you know what I mean, they do have to tip for both. Because me rating you means once I'm done rating you, I'm closing that cam. So if you want me to continue watching you, you will have to tip for the view cam. And I usually don't start that 5-minute clock until after I'm done with the rate. So I do the rate because they paid for it, and then I'll watch your cam for an additional 5 minutes. Song requests, because I play music the whole time, and a lot of people are like, oh, play this, and I'm like, I don't want to play your song. I'll play your song if you pay me to play it, but no. And then just, you know, taking your top off, twerking, panties off, spreading my cheeks, getting naked, laying back and spreading my yoni, you know, going acoustic with that bad boy down there. Keep doing what you're doing. I've debated getting rid of that because like sometimes, especially if I'm like, I don't know, let's say I'm like doing sloppy toppy and someone's like, oh, keep doing what you're doing, but like the time has allotted for me to stop doing sloppy toppy. I'll go a little bit longer, but some people kind of abuse this in a way to just keep tipping 88 tokens when in reality they need to tip another 250 tokens if they want me to really continue, you know, doing the sloppy toppy. So it's fine. It's an extra like 100 tokens. I don't mind to go a little bit longer, but if they just like only tip that and they expect like me to do basically a whole new service, it's like, no, you're gonna have to tip the, you know, 250 if you want me to continue doing sloppy toppy. Dry hump the pillows, licking my, I don't want to say it. And then if someone wants me to do penetration on chat, I am going to get $500 for it. So I have it at 1111. And yes, people have tipped for it. People will steal my content, so I'm getting $500 for it if you want me to do that. And that's usually just a 10-minute show and it's not all penetration, it's a strip tease. It's what I would do in a private, which I have. If you want to know more about privates, I have a video specifically for that, which I'll link down below. But yes, this is, you know, finger countdown. Oh, this is actually quite popular. It's a good one if you haven't done it. I usually just grab the dildo and kind of tease it while I count down for them. And then of course my premium Snapchat, where I have like a little thing of where like full nude, you can send dick pics, and I think I have you can save my pics and clips, and that's 3,000 tokens. So there's that. And then social link walls is basically just like all my links. And then notices is going to be similar to all my links as well. So yeah, I have follow me on social media. Please put all dirty talk in tip notes. Please don't forget to rate my stream. And a lot of these, like if you open up an app, they'll already have some examples in there for you. And so I just kept some of them. You know, this is the CB sign up, where people can sign up and they can put your link in there, and then you can get tokens back for it. Please give my stream a thumbs up. So just kind of like letting everybody know. There's like some thank yous in there for like just being in the room. Now this is where like they say like rating. So this is your satisfaction score. There's not a lot of knowledge about the satisfaction score, but I do think that may be how you kind of grow on to get onto the main page. So I don't think, this is just me guessing. I actually have no like sources to back this up. But I would assume that the higher the satisfaction score, possibly the higher that you will get pushed onto the main page. And people have to not only follow you, I think, to be able to rate on the satisfaction score, but they also have to have at least tipped you 25 tokens. So if they have never tipped you, they aren't going to be able to rate you. As you can see, I have 97%. And then I have a thumbs down. Thumbs down ones are actually hilarious. But I'll go ahead and read this for what this says. It says, this satisfaction score you can hide by setting show my satisfaction score to no in the settings and privacy tab. So it's going to be right in there. I'm going to change it because I don't know what type of info is going to pop up, and I don't want this to be complicated editing. This data is updated once per day and is based on votes in the past 90 days. Click on your percentage score to view your rating history. So you can click on it, and they can actually comment and leave like reviews. So let me move this over. This is when you click on the percentage sign, this is basically what's going to show up. And it's going to tell you the date in which people rated you, and it's also going to show their notes. It's not going to say who actually left it though. So like, amazing chatting with you tonight. I wish I was good enough. March 13th, someone gave me a thumbs down, but they didn't leave a note. Oh yeah, let me go over the ticket show real quick. I think I've done crazy ticket show before. Oh, see, it's just that. Classic ticket. Okay, this is the one that I've used before. As you can see, my info has been in it. So I think I have vibrating yoni and sloppy BJ. because maybe I was on my cycle or something, or I just didn't want to do penetration, because you don't have to. So how often do you want the sale notice to appear? It's going to appear every 4 minutes. The ticket token goal optional. Okay, so you can do a token goal for the ticket show, or I don't know if that's just for when you're inside the ticket show. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure. The ticket show price, then I had 50 tokens. And then here you can have the ticket price for people who are fans club. So if you're like, hey, if you join my fan club, you get 50% off, then you could just put in like 25, or you can allow it free for them. Start the show automatically after. So this is nice because you can set a time limit. So if you're like, oh, I'm going to be online for like 30 more minutes, then, you know, we can count down and people will get notified, and they have 30, minutes to be able to purchase your tickets. And you'll be surprised how many, it's like good, especially the last 10 minutes of that, to really start like maybe undressing, or like kind of like really amp up the teasing, because then all of a sudden your screen's gonna go away and the ticket show is gonna start. And that's when usually a lot of people are like, oh wait, where'd you go? And then it's saying, you know, purchase, you know, a ticket for 50 tokens, and to get access and to be able to see the rest. I do allow others to be able to gift other tickets to other viewers. And then of course I always hide my tips from my viewers. They don't need to know that unless I want them to. And yeah, that's about it. If you have any questions, please comment them down below. These are just like the apps that I use, so I'm sorry if I didn't get to like the apps that you're most interested in. So yeah, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. I hope that you will have a great day. Again, if you have any additional information or tips that I didn't get to, you can always comment it down below, and we can use the comment section more as like a forum for tips and advice. If you see questions to other people that have commented that you know the answer to, feel free to comment. And yeah, I hope that you all have a great day. Bye.